Hey guys, it's Pulsar, and today I'll be talking about Operation Shadow Legacy, the new reworked Chalet map, and strengths and weaknesses of every site on the map. So if you're a casual player, this probably won't help you out too much unless you're really trying to win your casual games for whatever reason. This is going to be more for ranked players of any rank, and it's just more about like, this going to be map knowledge, learning the map, and knowing what sites to play and how to run those sites well. Alright guys, so I'm in a custom game now. I've got this site prepped just about how you'd like to play it, or at least like one viable way to play it. I didn't reinforce the hatches, but you're going to want those reinforced. And here you want the garage reinforced. You're going to want some sort of bandit or electro claw on it or something like that. But the problems with this site were before is that it was too easy to blow the garage, and from then on it was too easy to get a plant off. So the way Ubisoft has addressed that is what they've done is they made this hallway a connector hallway that's really easy to play in. So before, attackers used to be able to come down blue stairs and come in here and kill the bandit or shoot the electro claw or really do anything with this area. They had full control of this just by walking down the staircase. And also, defenders used to not be able to put any pressure on the attackers. But now with this window here, you can put pressure on attackers without going for a risky run out of games room or even main lobby if some people do that. But now with this window, you can come up here, you can peek it, and it's a lot harder for the attackers to push this because they know they have a window that they have to deal with constantly. So that makes this garage a lot better because it's a lot harder to blow the garage first of all, and second, the plant is a lot harder to get off too. The default plan that used to be there was like this trash can was moved over a little to the right, and there used to be like a little corner right here, and you used to be able to plant in that corner, you were safe. But now you're gonna have to go plant here, which is really vulnerable to the connector. And even this mirror, if you have a mirror here, which I think you should, that makes it a lot harder to plant on this site, which is why I think a main garage take is going to be way harder to do. And then here, if you come and look at wine cellar, I've got my other mirror set up. Obviously, this hallway gives you a great place to play, and if you need to like play and you need to help the site or anything like that, gives you a good angle on that mirror. And I think that this wall is going to be more crucial than ever because blowing this wall as an attacker gives attackers like really good vision on the site, and it can help mess up the defenders a lot. So you see, you blow this wall, you've got the rotation cut off, and you've got the other rotation cut off. You can break this mirror, and when you break this mirror, someone can go play it, watch blue, and they can also watch connector. So I think that now what we're going to see is a lot of higher ranked teams are going to be coming and pushing wine cellar rather than the snowmobile garage, just because it's going to be easier to push, and it's going to be more useful to push. But overall, I think even with this, there is a good way to attack this site, but it still is a really good ranked viable site, and I would give it a 10 out of 10 for sites. I think that this is really good, very balanced. It's not super defender sided, and it's not super attacker sided. I think they did a good job with this site. Alright, now I'm on kitchen dining room, not kitchen trophy, but kitchen dining room, and I like this a lot. I like that they they changed trophy to dining room as a site now, because before trophy was just way too hard to play in. So like, obviously I think that the problems with holding trophy that there were before are still the same now, because there's really not that many safe places to play. Obviously this drone hole is still here where people like to prone and peek through, but what's changed now is that this isn't a site anymore. So attackers could come in and take control of trophy, which I don't think will be too hard, and then after that you're going to have to push into kitchen and get a plant off in kitchen, which there isn't really anywhere good to plant except for maybe behind the bomb here, but even then you're still really exposed. So I kind of like the way Ubisoft is playing, like they made this site, because clearly they made it so that dining is going to be a lot easier to play in, because obviously you've got these boxes on the table. This is going to be a good plant spot. Also, just ignore me getting detected. That's a glitch. That'll probably be patched out by the time you see this video. But I think that pushing dining room is going to be definitely the best way to get a plant off. You're going to want to, at least I think, as of right now, you're going to want to come into great room, which is going to be very hard to push into because it's all open. It isn't as open as it used to be, but you're still going to need to clear an upstairs, downstairs bar. And then a perfect scenario would be you break this wall right here. And then after breaking that wall as an attacker, you come in here and you want to plant right here. Plant right here, or even right here. Actually, yeah, I kind of like this. Or even this corner. This corner is really good. Oh yeah, this is a good corner. If you can get here, this is a good plant spot. And I like the way they've done this because there's so many different ways to attack it. You can attack it from this side. You can even come in from west main, which is honestly weird, but this can work. You can go right into the connector. You could split push from outside B up west main. You can split push west main and trophy room side. And I think just the main problems that will come with this site are just how do you hold trophy? Because you only have 5 people. You need at least 1, maybe 2 of them upstairs to keep control of that hatch. And the hard part is going to be where you put in your last 3 people. I think you play one in the hallway like this. You get one somewhere in B site. And then you're going to have one in trophy. But if the attackers are going to be pushing trophy and you only have one guy in here, they'll be able to take that easy. So this site is going to play out really weirdly in ranked. And I'm excited for it. But as of right now, I think that this is a balanced site. They just made it so you have to put a lot more thought into playing this site. So you have to really think, am I holding A or am I holding B? And I like that a lot. I think that this site is slightly attacker biased because attackers can just push and plow through just about anywhere unless the defenders are really set up. I think that this site will be a little more attacker sided, but we'll see how that plays out. But overall, I think that this is a good site for ranked right now. Next up is bar and gaming room. I think that this is a weird site now. I'm not completely sure if I like it. Before with this site used to be just utter garbage. You know, you could just come into A site. There was a door like, I don't know, this connector was never here. There's a door something like maybe like here or something. And basically what you could do is you could just run into gaming and get like an easy plan off like right here. But now that's not really the case because here you've got this bar stock, this connector, and this connector just completely changed the game. See, here I've done something, this is just you pretend this is a mirror, and I made holes in that site over there. And I think what you could do is open up this wall, play a mirror and bar stock, and just about there you've got like an impenetrable fortress right here. Attackers can still break this wall here. I'll show you where that is. It's hanging right over the stairs here, and they could still break it with an ace or Hibana. And I think that if this wall gets broken, you just about automatically lose because you have no sort of a hold on this site. You can play in B site like this, but there's multiple ways to play this site, which I think is cool. You can obviously play like a mirror like this, or you can play in B and you'd have to reinforce in between sites so that they can't shoot you from that window. And then this is pretty safe like this playing behind bar. I like this. There's this door here. This place is going to be hard to lock down just because there's so many different ways attackers can come from. But like it works the same vice versa. There's so many ways you can get flanked from if you're pushing like an attacker. Because defenders can flank from here. Defenders can flank from up there. Attackers can come in from this room. And then obviously there's the connector to the main lobby. There's a connector here to dining. There's so much you can do with this site. And one thing that I think Ubisoft has changed on purpose is that they don't want you to play this hatch above site. Because what would happen before is people would play this hatch like this, break this hatch, and you'd play here and just watch A site and look for plants. But I think what they've done here is they made it so that you just about can't play this hatch. Let's just sit in this corner here. But what attackers can just do is they just push this window, and they push this window, and just about you can't hold the hatch anymore. I think that's good. So you're gonna want to reinforce this hatch, maybe electroclaw it, and just make it so that you're wasting the attacker's time. Try to get them not to hard breach anything, because I think that if the attackers can't hard breach anything, then you'll be in a good place on this site, because this Mira, or however you want to hold this, you can just about lock down everybody. And I think that this will also be a slightly attacker-sided site because there's so many things that need to go perfect for this, because obviously this Mira can't get broken by, you know, the new operator or by a Twitch, or this wall can't get blown. Obviously taking control of bar isn't really that hard because there's so many openings, there's so many ways for people to come in, and also there's not many places for people to play in bar. There's no real place to play here. You can play in this corner if you reinforce this wall, but you can get peeked from down there, over there. You can play behind bar, but then that raises the question of, do you make a rotate between sites or do you not? And overall, I'm going to say I like this site. I think this is I think you can play this in ranked. I don't think that this is going to turn into that site that you never play, like, you know, bar and stockroom on Clubhouse, or the way this site used to be on the old Chalet. I think that this site you'll be able to play it in ranked and people won't make fun of you for it. Here I'm on master bedroom and office. This site got changed a lot too. This site used to be that weird site that you will go after winning 2 defense rounds on the old Chalet, and then you kind of just like somehow scuff a win just because the other team is bad. But now I think that like this site is genuinely viable because office used to be unplayable. There used to be a window here, and you would not be able to play in this site because this hallway was very open and there's just nowhere to sit where somebody couldn't see you. But now you've got this back corner. This is safe. You got your 4 reinforced walls you got to put up. You can electrify them if you want. But like on the other hand too, this makes for a great plant spot. So you know, attackers come in, they breach that wall, which I will go over there right now. You breach this wall right here, you've got a great plant spot, which is good. I think it adds like a double-edged sword. You want to play this, and this is good for defenders to play in, but it's also very good for attackers to play in. Obviously, this whole floor is soft. You can shoot through this. The whole site has a soft floor, which is good and bad because it can help you mess up the defenders, and also it also makes it where you can play like Pulse and Valk under site to mess up the attackers. And I think this site also suffers from the same problems, and when I say problems, I don't mean this in a bad way. I mean this in like a way that it is harder to defend because you need to control a lot of ground. Obviously, you're gonna have to hold B and A site, but you're also gonna have to hold this new room, Solarium, which replaces the balcony. Master bathroom here. This closet, which is going to be really useful, I think. This is just going to be great. You can connect to everything. You can come into bathroom, come into A site, get into connector, come into B site. And then you're also going to need to hold down this piano room, which is going to be weird because this corner feels like a really good spot to play in because, you know, nobody can shoot you. You've got an angle there, but this window exists. So there's a lot of ways for the attackers to push, and there's a lot of ways for the defenders to hold. So once again on this site's going to require a lot of planning, and you're really going to have to be on top of your game in order to stop the attackers. So I think what you're going to see from defending teams on this site is defenders aren't going to set up for one single push. Like on certain sites, like on Old Chalet, you would have to set up for everybody to push that snowmobile garage. When you play downstairs, everybody set up that when the other team breaches that garage, that you are ready to stop them. But here, you're going to have to be ready. They could push this wall, but then they could also just not even like touch A site. And they could try to take this back area, Solarium, they could try to take bathroom because they might expect that there's going to be less defenders playing here, and you're going to have to go off that, and you're going to have to play off that. Which is why I think that this adds like a different way to defend to the game. I think this is good for the game, and once again, I think that this site is also viable, meaning that, in my opinion, every site on this map is ranked viable, and you can play it on defense. But what I also like about all the sites is that there is a strong drawback to each one of them, and there is always a plan to attack them. There's no site that's like, I cannot attack this site. There's always like, I can blow this wall, I can push this door. Every site, there's a clear weakness, and I think that's good to know. You gotta know your weaknesses, but also that it doesn't make any site OP. And I think that the Ubisoft devs have done a great job on doing this Chalet rework, and they've made every site viable from a defender standpoint and from an attacker standpoint. That's it for the video. If you're already subbed, thank you guys for all the support you've been giving me. And if you're not subbed, if you already stuck around to the end of this video, there's a good chance you'll like the other content I've been putting out. I put out a lot of learning type videos just like these on my channel, and I hope to see you there.